again and welcome back. So today let's go a little more deeply into the 19-1 vibration that we saw as represented by the year 1963. So to refresh, the 19-1 vibration is believed to be karmic in nature. The 1 indicates a beginning, and it is the 19, though, that represents the karmic influence of that vibration. We saw in the previous video that the 19 represents the lesson of learning about the abuse of power or the abuse of personal profit and gain. Since this is being looked at as for the collective, we will now focus on the abuse of power aspect of the number 19, the karmic number 19. So to historically verify whether there's anything to this philosophy, let's begin with the year 1963 and see if there are any obvious examples of this lesson. So when did we next have or experience a 19-1 vibrational year? See if you can see that. 1972. If you're not aware, what happened historically in 1972? What was the major story that broke of 1972? Watergate. Certainly, if you understand anything of the history of the Watergate scandal, it was undoubtedly an abuse of power issue. There's no question about it. Certainly that's what it goes to, but since I'm trying to keep the video short, we're not going to get into all that right now. When was our next 19-1 vibrational year? 1981. Well, what was the big news story of that year? Ronald Reagan moved into the White House. Now, that in itself is not necessarily an abuse of power. However, one can make the argument that through his processes of deregulation, or his policies of deregulation, that corporate or corporations' abuse of power has largely been a result thereafter. So, after 1981, when was our next 19-1 vibrational year? 1990 was the next time that we had a 19-1 vibration. Again, how we do that, the 0 plus 9 is 9, plus 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Okay? That's how that's arrived at. So in the 1990, what happened that year? What was the big news story of that year? Country of Iraq invaded the country of Kuwait. From that, of course, we had Operation Desert Shield, Operation Desert Storm, the first Gulf War, of which I was a participant, and then these current wars in Afghanistan and Iraq are really just continuations of that. Was it an abuse of power? Well, certainly one could make a case that there was a major abuse of power that took place in 1990. What about since then? There have been no more. The next year that we have a 19-1 vibration for the year, 2089, after I have already seen the shift as being complete. To go any further, to look any deeper at the 19-1 vibration or any of the years prior to 1963, takes more time than we have right now. So we'll go back in the next video and we'll start looking at the years prior to 1963, 1954, 1945, 1936, to see whether there was anything different about those 19-1 vibrational years, whether anything has changed. So again, thanks for watching and namaste.